What's going on, guys? It's Marvellous Beatz back again with another video for you guys. Since there's been all this talk about who's the best Migo with Quavo, Takeoff both dropping their solo projects and Offset also set to drop his project in the near future, I thought I'd break down the Quavo project versus the Takeoff project, Quavo Huncho versus The Last Rocket, and see who really put out the best project and who's the better Migo so far. I won't be comparing Offset in this equation. I'm just strictly going to be comparing Quavo and Takeoff because they both did drop their solo project. So in order to break this down and to see who's actually better between the two and who released the better project, I have broken the albums down into 5 categories where I'm going to be comparing them. First off, I'm going to be looking at the lyrics, and then I'm going to be looking at the delivery, and then I'm going to be taking a look at the features on both projects, and then continuity, looking at the album as a whole, and then lastly, my overall enjoyment, because at the end of the day, if you're not able to replay the album, it wasn't really any good, right? So I'm going to be looking at all those categories, breaking it down, and I'm going to be giving you guys my opinion on who dropped the better project and who's the better Migo of the two. And make sure you guys let me know in the comment section below after the video what you guys think of my opinions on the two albums and comparing them. And I also definitely want to see what you guys think in terms of who's better, Quavo or Takeoff, and what you guys thought of their projects. If you're new to the channel, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I do tons of rap and hip hop related videos, music reviews, reactions, and all that good stuff. And I'm going to be doing a podcast as well here on the channel, so stay tuned for that good stuff. I really appreciate all your support, and let's get right into this video breaking down The Last Rocket, Takeoff versus Quavo, Quavo Huncho. Let's get it. Alright, to start us off, we're going to be taking a look at the lyrics on both projects. Takeoff has always kind of been the better lyricist of the two, in my opinion, in their previous albums as a collective group. When looking at the individual projects, I really think Takeoff shows his true lyricism better than Quavo. Quavo had a lot of songs on his project, Quavo Huncho, where he would just have very repetitive hooks, and it seems like his verses are very straightforward, and he didn't really try to push himself in terms of rhyme style or anything. However, on Takeoff's project, The Last Rocket, you can really tell that he is the better lyricist. Songs like Last Memory and Lead the Wave really showcase his lyrical ability, and those are two of my favorite songs on his project. Honestly, I've always known that Takeoff is the better lyricist, and I feel like most people can agree that even out of the group, including Offset, that he is the best lyricist. In terms of the two projects, Quavo's just fell short as he was really repetitive with his lyrics. In the past and older Migos projects, I feel like he's really showcased his talent for lyricism a little better, and this one, it seemed like it was really rushed and he didn't really take much time with the lyrics. And that makes sense because I know that they just go in the booth and freestyle a lot of their songs. However, Takeoff really seemed like he actually spent time writing some of his songs, and the lyrics were a lot more catchy and the puns were better. So in terms of the lyricism category for these album comparisons, I'm gonna give this round to Takeoff. He's gonna get 1 point for this round because he definitely had by far the best lyrics out of the two projects. So the next category we're going to be taking a look at for this album comparison slash Quavo Takeoff battle, whatever you want to call it, is delivery. I honestly think this was a close one. Both rappers had a little bit of a lackluster delivery on both projects. If you guys watched a couple videos ago, I kind of talked about how Quavo's project was a little bit of a letdown, but mainly in terms it was just oversaturated with music and he had too many songs on it in my opinion. However, in terms of delivery, I feel like he just uses that same flow way too often. And I feel like all his songs sound the same now, and I don't know if you guys feel the same way, however, that's just how I feel. And Takeoff, as much as I really enjoy his delivery, the fact that he dropped this solo project, I was really able to analyze how he sounds as an individual artist, and it kind of showed that he's good and he can change up his flow and delivery. However, it isn't like super versatile. He is the best of the two in my opinion, so I'm gonna have to give this round also to Takeoff in terms of delivery. However, I feel like both of them kind of use the same flow a little too often, and a lot of their songs sound the same on their solo projects. So for the third round, I'm going to be looking at the features for both projects. I know this round might seem a little unfair because Takeoff only had 2 features with Quavo and Daytona Fox, but I think it's still an important category because it really does show if the artists need features or not, since they were their solo projects and their solo debut. In comparison to the Takeoff Last Rocket album, Quavo had tons of features on his album because he is more of like the headline act and he's the bigger Migo of the 3. So it made sense that he was going to get guys like Drake, Travis Scott, Lil Baby, and all those guys on his project as well. And I actually did like a lot of their features. Like the Drake feature on Quavo's project and the Travis feature on Rerun were both actually really strong features, and I enjoyed those two songs. They were some of my favorites. But honestly, I only really like the songs on the Quavo project, other than Working Me, because Working Me was actually a good song that I really enjoyed before because that was a release single. However, all the other songs that didn't have features, I didn't really enjoy, and I have to say that I really only like the songs on the Quavo Huncho album that have certain features. So that kind of shows that Quavo by himself maybe isn't the strongest artist. However, when looking at the two albums, I have to give this round to Quavo just because he did have those big name features. I know Takeoff didn't really need the features as much as Quavo. He actually carried himself really well in my opinion for a solo project. Just for this category, I have to give it to Quavo because he did have some of those big name features that actually delivered really well. So for the fourth round, I'm gonna be looking at continuity in terms of looking at the project as a whole, because I think that is really important when you're putting together a solo project. This round is weird too, because honestly, if you look back to Migos albums in the past, they don't really have like a theme or message throughout their projects.
Number blue cheese, no ranch on me, no ranch on me.
It's mainly just a bunch of singles slapped together because they know what works for them, and they're not the best storytelling rappers or anything, or they don't really have a message like a Kendrick Lamar or an Eminem would. I think that for this category, I'm gonna have to give it to Takeoff because the little interludes and the little vocal intros and outros tying together with like the last rocket, the theme of the album, actually sounded pretty good, and the whole album, listening to it from start to finish, sounded nice together. It actually made sense. But the Quavo album honestly just seemed like it was thrown together, and it was just really random, like the placement of the songs, and it didn't have much continuity. Comparing the two, I'd have to definitely say that Takeoff takes this round. It seems like a more complete project, and I also really appreciate that he only made it 12 songs because the Quavo album was just way too long. And I know they do that because they want to get their streaming numbers up, and they just want to throw any song at a wall and see what sticks and see what's going to be a hit single. But I just really am thankful that Takeoff kind of shortened his album. I feel like he almost learned from Quavo because Quavo was getting roasted by a lot of people online for making such a long album with so many filler tracks. I think Takeoff definitely was smart with that. He definitely takes this round for continuity for round 4. So for the last category, I think this is the most important one, enjoyment or replayability. I think this one goes to Takeoff as well. However, I did really enjoy some of the bigger songs on the Quavo album, like Workin' Me, Rerun with Travis Scott, and Flip the Switch with Drake. It just doesn't live up. Like, I honestly have been finding myself going back to the Takeoff album. I know it only dropped not that long ago. However, I've been playing it nonstop and I've been really enjoying it. And that's the real thing for me that lets me determine if I actually like a song, is if I'm able to go back to it and if I want to go back to it and listen to it again. And with the Quavo album, it's been out for a while now, but I've only really found myself going back to like 2 songs, maybe 2 or 3. With the Takeoff album, there's actually like 4 or 5 songs that I really enjoy so far, and I've been going through the project from start to finish quite a bit too actually over the last couple days, and I haven't got tired of it yet, and I really enjoy it. So for this 5th category, I'm gonna have to give it to Takeoff, giving him the 4-1 win in this album slash rapper comparison. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I definitely want to hear your thoughts on all of my opinions in the comment section down below. Who do you think is the better Migo, Quavo or Takeoff? And who do you think had the better album, The Last Rocket with Takeoff or Quavo Huncho with Quavo? Also, make sure to let me know what kind of videos you guys want to see next in the comment section down below, as I'm going to be posting a video every other day ideally, or 3 to 4 times a week. So stay tuned for all that stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys again for 10,000 subscribers. It really means the world to me. I'm Marvellous Beatz. I'm out. Peace.